It's Mia here, your favorite Chihuahua Papillon.
Go.
We spent the last 3 weeks hanging with our friends. There's nothing like New York City. We had a blast, but now we're on the road again. Ready to join me on some stealth car camping and beach hopping? Let's go. First stop, the Hamptons. Frolicking in the sand, 10 out of 10. The beaches were beautiful, and we found some cool rocks. Mom noticed how many were private, keeping this beauty away from most people. Rich people are weird. Next up, Montauk. We checked out the lighthouse, but we didn't go inside. No dogs allowed. That's okay. There's more to Montauk than just the lighthouse. It's the sacred homeland of the Montauk Indian Nation, who are still fighting for their rightful recognition. Even though a 1910 ruling wrongly claimed the Montauk Indian Nation no longer existed, they're still here, thriving, working hard to reverse that decision and revitalize their language and culture. I think that's something everyone should know about when they visit Montauk.
You're a good guard dog, Mija?
While Mom was hard at work, I kept my head on a swivel for beach patrol. That might kick us out. Even in the off-season, these parking lots need a fancy permit just for residents. We couldn't help but think about all the hedge fund and oil executives who have taken over these private beaches. They wreck the planet and then keep the prettiest spots all to themselves. It didn't sit right with me. After her workday was over, we took a nice long walk on the dock. As soon as I found some soft, green grass, I knew what had to be done. There's nothing like that feeling of the cool grass on my back. It's like a free spa day, but better. Plus, I'm leaving my scent behind so every dog knows Mia was here. Mom always laughs when I do it, but she doesn't get how zen this is. Just one of those dog things, and honestly, it's the greatest feeling ever. While some people are dropping serious cash on fancy hotels, Mom and I found a stealthy spot to car camp right near the docks. We were by the water, listening to the waves crash and dreaming of a decolonized future. We weren't the only ones car camping. There were a few other folks parked nearby. And even some ducks hanging out. Just splashing around and doing their thing.
Run a ferry.
After Montauk, we hopped on a ferry to make our way toward Greenport. It was my first time on a boat.
We're about to dock. It's literally a very short ride.
After driving through Shelter Island and hopping on another ferry, we made it to beautiful Greenport. And much like the Hamptons, Montauk, and Sag Harbor. These beaches were private too. We hung out here anyway. Mom was very pleased with the rocks she found along the shore. She took like 1,000,000 photos. Then 1,000,000,000 photos of me. We found a hidden trail near the ferry dock at Orient Point. Such a quiet, peaceful spot for bird watching. A nest.
A little nature walk for my mental health. Do 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 do. A little nature walk for my mental health. Besides that obnoxious helicopter.
The flora and fauna, stunning. The beauty was truly healing. I love the long walk, but I appreciate the view I have when hanging on my mom's chest.
A little nature walk for my mental health. A little nature walk for my mental health. I don't know what the birds are called, but I know that they're pretty. What's that over there? A little nature walk for my mental health.
A bunny, and normally I totally would have gone after it, had I not been carried. Pros and cons, I guess. I don't know how long we walked for, but we ended up at the very tip point of the shoreline. Is it just us, or can you stare at waves crashing for hours too? We sat here for a while, just thinking about everything and nothing at the same time. It was honestly so peaceful. Once we made it to the tip of North Fork, Long Island, we saw a fence and a cable crossing sign. It was once for underwater power lines. I hope we continue to invest in this kind of energy moving forward. Just look at the power of these waves. After that long hike, we were a little hungry. Mom tried a couple things, but blue crab sandwich was not it. A post-dinner walk was in order.
Mija, stop. Come here. You scare me. You scare me.
Gee whiz, I'm fine, Mom. I got to be off leash a bit. I love that freedom. After dinner, we found a quiet spot by the water, tucked away from the crowds. It was peaceful, and we car camped out again. Stealth car camping success. The next day, we hopped on our third ferry. Next stop, Connecticut. I'm a pro at these now. We made a quick visit to Fort Griswold Battlefield. where a major Revolutionary War battle took place. This land was home to the Pequot, Mohegan, Paugussett, and Shattuck peoples for over 12,000 years. They've been here way before anyone thought about fort battles or war stories. It was a stark reminder that Native peoples have always fought to protect their land. Mom and I walked around, learning more about this history. After all that history and adventure, we cozied up in the cutest tiny house by a pond in New Hampshire. It was the ideal location for some much-needed rest. My mom did some watercoloring from the photo she took on our trip. She did an amazing job. Creativity takes courage. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for joining us on our adventure, buds. There's so much more to explore. Be sure to subscribe. Let's continue exploring Turtle Island together.
Oh. Someone's taking care of our stuff because she doesn't want to go in the water.